Pat McAfee responds to the disapproval in his college game day poll. Interesting topic here. So recently there was a poll, and Pat obviously will get into it, but there was a poll about, do you like Pat McAfee on college game day? And there was a lot of people who did not like it, and Pat responds to it. Now we're going to let Pat kind of explain it from his side, but I'm kind of shocked that he's addressing it, or I'm kind of shocked that he's even surprised. Because with Pat's brand, especially on college game day, he has a very specific niche. And Pat's whole show, whole brand, whole vibe is layered in tons of irony. It's tons, like his, the outfits, the antics, even his guests, some of their hairstyles or some of their outfits. Like a lot of what they do is this kind of inside joke kind of vibe. And obviously, if you take that out of context on something like college game day, you won't get it. You won't get the inside joke. If you're seeing it, if you're a 70-year-old guy living in Tuscaloosa and you're used to watching Lee Corso and Kirk Herbstreit, and then you get this, of course you're going to be polarized to probably hate it. So I was kind of surprised to hear that Pat has taken this so personally. I mean, even if you look at AJ's set, AJ's backdrop is irony. Like, that's a very ironic backdrop, right? Without the context, without the inside joke, it just looks ridiculous. So let's listen to what Pat has to say about this poll.
And here we are staring down a 50% poll saying they hate this guy. We just keep it moving. Yep. Just keep it moving.
Okay.
I think Brett and his lawyer, big athletic readers.
Yeah, for sure.
If I had to guess.
Well, who knows about
what?
That? I don't think so.
What?
Yeah, Brett, trust me. Listen, I went to the University of Southern Mississippi, Brett Favre's college. Brett ain't reading The Athletic.
I think Brett...
I mean, look at this right here, like this guy's haircut. Boom, irony. You take this out of context, you take him outside of this show, you put him on anything else, people are probably going to hate it.
reading the funny papers. That's about
Hi.
the extent.
What is this
of it. I
guy's
don't think
problem?
he's doing deep dives in The Athletic. Maybe he is. I could be wrong.
He is
Let's
not.
go around
He
the
is not.
internet, and I got a bunch of people that are like, don't address this type of stuff. It's like, yo, I'm on the internet every day still. We are an internet show. It's like, I see everything. Like, I am a human that sees.
You don't really hide from anything. You address pretty much everything.
Yeah, I saw somebody, woe's me. It's like, that wasn't a woe's me. This is just like a, hey, if you see any decisions made in the future, there's potentially a reason behind it. And I am my representative. I'm my PR person. And I've been like this since the beginning. Like, oh, I'm getting sued. Okay, we're leading the show with it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a poll that says 50% of the people that watch your show on Saturday mornings that you're a part of hate you. It's like, well, got to talk about this.
I don't think that's that bad, honestly. One thing he just said was that 50% of the people that watch your show hate you. That's not true. It's 50% of the people watching college game day. He's a part of a panel. I would assume any show that has a panel, whether it's college game day or whether it's even something like First Take or ESPN's Get Up or Monday Night Countdown or even Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith back when they did their show, just two people. It's not going to be 100% like for everyone on the show. And some people are on there to be disliked. If back in the Stephen A. Skip Bayless time, I would guess that a majority, if you polled the audience, I would say a majority of them did not like Skip Bayless, but they watched him every day. The great Rush Limbaugh, may God rest his soul, was famously said that most of his audience didn't like him and didn't agree with him. And they tuned in to basically get pissed off. They tuned in to listen to an opposing view. That's kind of how it is. I'm lucky enough to have a channel where a lot of people support kind of what we're talking about here. A lot of likes, a lot of encouraging comments, things like that. But there have been videos and there have been times where it's been the opposite, where I've said something that people disagree with and I've gotten a ton of backlash. I've gotten death threats. I've gotten all that stuff. In media or in content, however you want to phrase it, you want to be polarizing. You want to be either loved or hated. You do not want to be in the middle. The worst thing to be in life, really, but especially in content creation, the worst thing to be is have people be indifferent. For people to hear what you're saying or to see what you're doing and have no feeling. They don't love it nor hate it. They're just right in the middle. That is not where you want to be. You want to be somewhere on the ends. So Pat obviously is incredibly loved on his show, on the Pat McAfee Show. because it's his demographic, his niche. The inside joke is there. Everyone's in on the joke. On College Game Day, he's somewhere towards the other end. He's the guy who's trying to elicit that other response. He's the guy trying to elicit, a very different response than Desmond Howard is, or Lee Corso is, or Kirk Herbstreit is, right? So I'm kind of shocked he isn't leaning into that, especially with all the work he's doing in WWE. Because WWE is very similar. WWE, you have baby faces who people are supposed to love, but then you have heels who people are supposed to hate. He's basically playing a heel on College Game Day and a face on his own show.
This is something that has to happen. Those fuckers hate. You think about that.
Okay.
Think about
family
voting
show.
in a poll.
Family show.
See, I was thinking about
That's what you need to
how
think about.
leading
Boom.
the thing was, how leading the question was. What do you think about Pat McAfee? This guy's he's a little out there, isn't it? It depends on how that question is actually posed.
No.
Because
if you get the right group of people, that could have been 100%er there. You know what I mean? Which I was a little bit.
for sure. But if it's posed as this guy's everywhere, isn't he? Think about it a little bit. You don't really like this guy, do you? If it's posed like that, then yeah, it's very easy for people to be like, yeah, you're right. Fuck this guy.
Hey, listen, poll maker. I want to let you know. I'll do enough for people to fucking hate me. Okay, I don't need you to continue to move it. But it has been interesting because I think a lot of the game day people, they act like I'm brand new to the show.
Yeah.
2019, I was on a bunch. Then COVID happens.
Oh, yeah.
Last year, I was on every single show, sitting in the same exact seats that I've been sitting at. And then now it's still happening. It's we're at the point now where these people shouldn't hate me anymore. Normally I get dropped in front of a new audience. Boy, this guy's the fucking worst from the same group of people. And then 5 months go by if they keep up that long, and they're like, okay, don't hate this guy. This seems like who he is every single. Don't love it, but I don't hate him as much. It's we're almost 2.5 years in to this college football thing with Game Day.
Yeah, but I also think a lot of that is Pat's other success. It makes him lean into the success even more. If he knows something works on his show and works in WWE and works in everything he does, he's going to do it much more on game day. If he feels like a certain accent or a certain way of talking or a certain, the way he talks, the way he presents things, his mannerisms, if he feels like it works on his show and it works in WWE, it'll work on game day. And sometimes the demographics do not line up. Like I said, the demographics of this show and game day do not line up at all. Even though it's the exact same topic, sports, and the exact same company, ESPN, totally different. And that's okay. His successes here do not translate to successes on College Game Day because of the audience. And if there is the most stubborn audience possible is probably the college football audience or the NFL audience. They do not want change. They do not want new ideas. They do not want new things. They want the tried and true comfort of Saturday morning College Game Day. They don't want a new look or a new brand or an exciting energy. Don't want that. They want the opposite. They want more. Bring on Al Michaels. Bring on Bob Costas. Bring on whoever. Put them to sleep. They want something in the background while they're cooking, biscuits and gravy and get ready to cut the yard. They want to watch Purdue and Northwestern play a 3-6 football game. They're not interested in Pat McAfee bringing on a college kid to try and kick a 40-yard field goal to have some yucks and some fun. That's not what they want. They don't want any yucks.
Yeah, and these people are still like, nope, fuck this guy. It's God damn. I thought I'd have him won over by now. I have not, but I will say, being on that show is awesome. It is, no matter how bad some of these humans hate me from the college football crowd, it's I still feel very, very lucky to be a part of that show and a part of college football. That Ohio State crowd was fucking.
I'll give you another example. So I'm part of a group in Mississippi where a large part of the group are older fellas. It's like a men's club type thing. And we put on a fundraiser every year around Halloween. And we operate like a beer booth. It's like a festival. Just classic me being philanthropic. Classic me, supporting the kids. But anyways, we work at this beer booth. Every year for the last 3 or 4 years, we've tried, or 2 or 3 years, we've tried to get seltzers included in the beer booth because seltzers are hugely popular. everyone loves seltzers, right? I drink a ton of I drink more seltzers than beer. Everyone does, especially at like a festival outside. Of course, the fellas in the group cannot stand the sight of these seltzers. They will not buy the seltzers. If we will bring seltzers on our own dollar just to have at the booth, and they want them gone. They will not try them. They will not look at them. They won't entertain them. They hate people buying them. They want there to be Coors Light, Miller Lite, and whatever, Michelob Ultra. They do not want anything new. And that's exactly, Pat McAfee is the living High Noon. He is the living embodiment of Truly, of White Claw. That is him. And what they're trying to shove a High Noon on the set of the most old-fashioned beer ever. There will be people, college kids, who try the seltzer. But there's not going to be any 60, 70-year-old men trying that seltzer.
Awesome. Like being out there at Washington, 6 a.m., those kids showing up, like it is a dream out there.
Can I ask about O's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fucked me up.
Are you a plant? Are you a plant?
It's in Fugazi.
Hey, that fucked me up a little bit.
You tried getting him?
I did, yeah. You saw me try to get him.
Oh, yeah, and then he knew.
He knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was ready to come on this show and say,
I got him.
Yeah, because whenever he was like, think of a card, I was thinking of one card. Mm-hmm. And then very last second, whenever he said, all right, now, I flipped to another card. It's like, hey, you're supposed to be in there, pal. Figure it out.
Did you talk to him before the show, though?
So I did get a chance to meet him beforehand. But it was not, I had no clue what was coming. I had no clue what was coming from that entire thing. So whenever I said 5 of diamonds, and he was like, but... And then he goes, what was it? It's like, yeah, Ace of Spades was the other one. I almost shit my pants. I was like, what is wrong with this guy? How did he know that I was thinking of 2 cards? Just trying.
He's talking about the illusionist, Dr. Oz or whatever, the magnificent Oz. If you've never seen it, the guy is unbelievable. He's on all kind of, he does a lot of sports things. Like he'll go to a team and he'll do the card tricks. He really is unreal. If you've never seen him, YouTube him. He is, I mean, he's like David Copperfield or David Blaine or Chris Angel. He's unlocked the other 20% of his brain. He's in that astral plane situation. He's a different kind of beast.
Trying to fuck with him. Literally, that's all I was trying to. This guy always gets it right. He was on Hard Knocks, got it right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was in Michigan, he got it right. Yep. I've seen him on TV shows, he gets it right. It's like, all right, if you're this good, let me fuck you. Won't get my brain? Okay, let me tell you how it is. ADD, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'm thinking of one now, but there could be another one coming. And I did, and he fucking caught me. I don't understand him. Then the score thing.
Yeah.
31-28 with the game.
That was nuts.
And then Herb Street with the prime thing. It's like Herbie's in Ohio. Fuck, like he's not. You know what I mean? He's not going to get
in the football.
They asked Dez like game of the year, and like no one thought Duke, Florida State for like game of the year. That's how like the question I took. Did he ask you?
No, he said 2 random teams. I think he didn't even say. Did he say game of the year?
It was,
and then he said 2 teams,
something like that. But when he was talking,
I was mind blown sitting. I want to let you know, I was sitting there, like trying to see
on a different level.
What he was doing. It was maybe the least amount of movement I've ever.
Big Magic fan, by the way. I've always loved like David Blaine, Chris Angel, all that stuff. And there's some of the tricks I'm fully convinced are real. When Chris Angel started his show Mind Freak, I was fully convinced like this guy is some kind of sorcerer. Like he's doing things, it could all just be a production trick, but I don't know how they do it. I mean, same with this guy Oz. Like he'll predict numbers, he'll predict all kind of stuff, he'll predict things in the future. I don't know how the hell he's doing it, and I like to believe he's the real deal.
I've ever had while being on camera in my life, because I was just staring at and I was staring at Desmond as if I was the mentalist at one point. I'm like, what is he seeing? Because I just view him as like a poker player, like the way he does his things. So like, like the way I cover up for giving away any tells is normally I'm just wildly honest about everything I'm saying. I got it. I got this. Oh, if he was going to, like Jack of Diamonds is my favorite card. Yeah. Like, oh, I love this. Like just dropping stuff in his mind. He got us. I from my standpoint, I don't know what happened with everybody else, but for me, yeah. I don't know what the fuck his deal is.
Like, why doesn't he go play World Series poker and just win it all?
Why doesn't he get just sports gambling?
Yeah. And how does he get the paper inside the football?
There was
that's the only thing I go back to is.
All right, we're a lot of Magic talk here. Let me know in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. Do you like Pat McAfee? How do you feel about it? I have a feeling I don't want to. I don't want to say. I was going to make a prediction of what I thought was going to be the response, but I don't want to sway anybody. So let me know in the comments below what you think about Pat Mac, what you think about the show, College Game Day, all that stuff, and even a broader conversation about sports media if you'd like to. If you like to present any kind of thought topics about sports media, I do think these topics are interesting because, you know, one way or the other, I have been in the space of content creation and media and have certainly been a viewer of this for most of my adult life. I mean, since I was 21 years old, really, I've been on this track of, you know, this is an industry I'm very interested in, an industry I think I could do. And so even when I was younger, watching Jim Rome and Colin Cowherd and Scott Van Pelt and Ryan Russillo's show, and just kind of trying to take, you know, little pieces of this, pieces of that as inspiration, and you know, study the industry or whatever. So it's always something that's interesting to talk about. So let me know in the comments below where you come down on this. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.